What if one of the most powerful foods for your body after 50 was sitting quietly in the produce aisle? Small, sweet, and wildly underrated? Most people walk right past it. But what happens when you eat raspberries every single day after the age of 50 might genuinely surprise you. We're talking about changes to your heart, your brain, your gut, your joints, and yes, even your skin. Today, we're breaking it all down. And we're staying till the end, because Chapter 7 is the one most doctors don't talk about enough. Welcome back. If you're new here, this channel is about making science work for the second half of your life. No extremes, no gimmicks. Now, before we get into raspberries specifically, let's set the scene. After 50, your body is playing a different game. Inflammation increases, metabolism slows, gut bacteria shift, hormones drop, and the foods that seemed fine in your 30s may not be pulling their weight anymore. This is why specific, nutrient-dense foods matter more than ever. And raspberries are one of those foods that genuinely earns its place on your plate. Let's go chapter by chapter. Chapter 1. Your gut gets a major upgrade. Let's start where so much of your health actually begins. Your gut. After 50, gut microbiome diversity tends to decline. That means fewer of the good bacteria, more of the troublemakers, and a digestive system that simply doesn't run as smoothly as it used to. Bloating, slower digestion, irregular bowels, sound familiar? Here's where raspberries punch well above their weight. One single cup of raspberries contains 8 grams of dietary fiber. That's roughly 28% of your recommended daily intake. And it's not just any fiber. Raspberries contain a specific type called insoluble fiber, which acts almost like a broom, sweeping your colon clean and keeping things moving. But they also contain prebiotic fiber, which directly feeds beneficial bacteria like bifidobacterium and lactobacillus, the ones associated with reduced inflammation, better immunity, and even improved mood. Studies have shown that consistent fruit consumption, especially berries, is linked to significantly greater gut microbial diversity in adults over 50. A happier gut every single morning from a handful of raspberries. Chapter 2. Your heart will thank you. Cardiovascular disease is the #1 cause of death worldwide, and the risk climbs sharply after 50. Raspberries contain a class of antioxidants called anthocyanins, the same compounds that give them that deep red color. These aren't just pretty pigments. They actively work to lower LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, reduce arterial stiffness, and decrease blood pressure. A landmark study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that daily consumption of anthocyanin-rich berries led to measurable reductions in systolic blood pressure and LDL cholesterol in middle-aged and older adults in as little as 8 weeks. Raspberries also contain quercetin and ellagic acid, 2 compounds known to reduce vascular inflammation, one of the key drivers behind heart disease and stroke. And with only 5 grams of natural sugar per cup, raspberries won't spike your blood sugar the way other sweet fruits can. That matters enormously after 50, when insulin sensitivity tends to decline. Chapter 3. Your brain stays sharper longer. Here's something most people don't connect. What you eat directly influences how well your brain ages. Cognitive decline after 50 is largely driven by 2 things: oxidative stress and neuroinflammation. That's where raspberries come in again. The polyphenols in raspberries, particularly L-glutanins and anthocyanins, cross the blood-brain barrier and actively reduce inflammation in neural tissue. They also stimulate the production of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, essentially a fertilizer for your brain cells that supports memory, learning, and mood. Research from Harvard's Nurses' Health Study found that women who consumed the most berries over time experienced cognitive aging. That was 2.5 years slower than those who consumed the fewest. That's not a small number. And for men, similar patterns have been observed in studies tracking berry consumption and memory retention into their 70s. This is your brain saying, keep the raspberries coming. Chapter 4. Inflammation goes down. Let's talk about something that underlies almost every chronic disease after 50. Chronic low-grade inflammation. Scientists sometimes call it inflammaging. You can't feel it the way you feel a fever, but it's quietly damaging your joints, your arteries, your organs, and your immune system day after day. Raspberries are one of the most anti-inflammatory foods you can eat, full stop. Their ellagic acid content is particularly powerful. It inhibits the activation of NF-κB, a protein complex that acts as a master switch for inflammatory pathways in the body. Basically, ellagic acid helps turn down the inflammation dial. They also contain vitamin C, about 54% of your daily value per cup, which isn't just for colds. Vitamin C is a major antioxidant that neutralizes free radicals and reduces oxidative damage, a core driver of aging and inflammation for people dealing with arthritis, joint stiffness, or general aches that seem to have crept in after 50. This is worth paying attention to. Chapter 5. Your weight becomes easier to manage. After 50, weight management gets harder. Metabolism slows, muscle mass declines, and fat, particularly around the abdomen, becomes more stubborn. Raspberries can't do it all, but they're a genuine ally. Here's why. Their high fiber and low calorie combination, just 65 calories per cup, means you get volume and satiety without the caloric cost. They slow gastric emptying, which keeps you feeling full longer, and reduces the urge to snack between meals. Raspberries also contain a natural compound called rhusmine, also called raspberry ketone in its natural form, which has been studied for its potential to increase metabolic activity in fat cells, though the evidence here is still emerging and shouldn't be overstated. More solidly, their low glycemic index, around 25, means they don't spike insulin the way high-sugar snacks do. Keeping insulin stable after 50 is one of the best things you can do to manage both weight and energy levels. Chapter 6. Your skin looks better from the inside. Here's one people genuinely love. Skin aging accelerates after 50 due to collagen loss, UV damage, and oxidative stress. And while the skincare industry wants you buying expensive serums, your diet may be doing more than anything you apply topically. Raspberries are loaded with vitamin C, a critical cofactor for collagen synthesis. Without adequate vitamin C, your body literally cannot produce new collagen properly. And collagen is what keeps skin firm, elastic, and smooth. Their ellagic acid has also been shown in studies to prevent collagen destruction caused by UV exposure, essentially acting as an internal sunshield at the cellular level. And the anthocyanins that protect your heart and brain, they also protect skin cells from oxidative damage, reducing the appearance of age spots and supporting an even skin tone over time. Daily raspberries won't reverse decades of sun damage overnight, but over months, the cumulative effect on skin health from the inside out is real. Chapter 7. The blood sugar connection. Nobody talks about enough. This is the chapter we promised to save for last, and it matters enormously for people over 50. Type 2 diabetes rates climb steeply after 50, but even without a diabetes diagnosis, insulin resistance quietly affects a huge portion of the over 50 population, causing fatigue, brain fog, weight gain, and elevated cardiovascular risk. Raspberries have a remarkably direct effect on blood sugar management. First, their fiber slows the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream, flattening the glucose curve after eating. Second, their polyphenols, particularly tilliroside and ellagic acid, have been shown in clinical trials to improve insulin sensitivity at the cellular level. A 2019 study in the journal Obesity found that overweight adults who consumed raspberries with a high carbohydrate meal had significantly lower post-meal insulin spikes compared to a control group. That's not a trivial finding. For anyone managing prediabetes, metabolic syndrome, or simply trying to keep energy levels stable throughout the day, making raspberries a daily habit is a legitimately smart strategy. So there you have it, 7 real science-backed things that happen to your body when you eat raspberries every day after 50. Your gut gets healthier, your heart gets stronger, your brain stays sharper, inflammation goes down, weight management gets easier, your skin benefits, and your blood sugar stays more balanced. The best part? A cup of raspberries costs less than $1 a day. Fresh or frozen, the benefits are nearly identical. If this was useful, hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who could use this information. And subscribe if you want more evidence-based content, built specifically for people in their 50s, 60s, and beyond. Drop a comment below. Are you already eating raspberries regularly? Or is this something you're going to start? I read every comment. See you in the next one!